Veera, as NDTV reported, VD Satheesan is the new Chief Minister of Kerala.
Absolutely. I think this is pretty much keeping in tandem with the public sentiment and also the fact that if KC Venugopal was going to be made Chief Minister, he would have to resign his Lok Sabha seat and he would also have to have somebody having to resign their assembly seat for him to contest. And I believe that the thinking on the top leadership was that they did not want to have by-elections at this stage. I think this is a categorical decision by the High Command. To avoid a Karnataka-like situation in Kerala. VD Satheesan, one of the flip sides of VD Satheesan is that there was a sense that he will not dance to every other person's tune. He is somebody who's decisive and may be difficult to contain or control by the High Command. But I think that's a risk that they needed to take given the public sentiment. It would have been a huge backlash had he been denied the Chief Minister's post. So despite the loyalty factor, despite the proximity to the High Command, KC Venugopal, not the Chief Minister, VD Satheesan is the man in charge at the moment in Kerala.
Time when we were told over the last few days that there was a lot of support rallying behind KC Venugopal. So like what you're saying here is it's the people's pick, perhaps also keeping the IUML in mind versus the Congress's pick. All right, those are shots also coming in from VD Satheesan's residence. Veera, I'm coming to you in a moment from now. We'll go back to those shots. Go ahead, Veera.
Spoke to a very top Congress leader about a couple of days ago who said when you ask the public, they say VD Satheesan. When you ask the MLAs in Delhi, they say KC Venugopal. But when you ask the MLAs in Thiruvananthapuram, they say VD Satheesan or some say Ramesh Chennithala. So there was a lot of confabulations that was on around. And I think the priority for the Congress, Vedika and Shiv, given that Kerala is really the last bastion, was to avoid a situation like Karnataka. For instance, in 2023, Karnataka gave you a sweeping mandate, but it seemed to be a mess today because of the power tussle between DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah. If you had denied VD Satheesan the charge, he would have been another DK Shivkumar.
Sir, CLP meeting has been postponed, sir. Any announcement on Deputy CM, sir, from IUML or something? Yes. Any update on further, sir? Announcement?
I will have a press conference later.
Okay, so pictures of celebrations at VD Satheesan's residence, and I'm sure that it's been pretty nail-biting. VD Satheesan had sent out a message. Our sources had told us, Veera had also reported that, in case somebody else was chosen as Chief Minister, Veera, VD Satheesan had signalled very clearly that he would not be in the government. He would not take a post as a minister of any kind. He would be simply an MLA. So he had made it very clear. It's either the Chief Minister or it's not. And that flex has worked. Also, this was perhaps in many people's view the right decision to take since he led the campaign, Veera.
That's right. In fact, I was told by some of my sources that VD Satheesan had said that he will resign his Paravur seat in Ernakulam district and ask KC Venugopal to contest from there. It went to that extent. Wow. He was not going to be pacified by, with anything but the Chief Minister's post. He was categorical. Look, this is a man who is he dances only to his own tunes. In fact, during our Kerala conclave, when I asked him specifically, is it the right decision to go without a chief ministerial face into an election campaign of this nature against Pinarayi Vijayan? He said, look, I have my personal views, but I will have to respect the High Command's decision. It was as clear as that he was very clear that he was the man in charge. He's sort of a tough nut to crack, Shiv. As leader of opposition, Ramesh Chennithala had his chance in 2021. Did not work out. 2026 was VD Satheesan's election. Throughout the election, he was the front face. And I think in a state like Kerala, if you were to deny him the Chief Minister's post, it would have resulted both in terms of infighting and a backlash. And as importantly, as Vedika was pointing out, IUML with its 22 seats was very clear that they wanted somebody like VD Satheesan in charge. The only reluctance for the Congress High Command was about whether they will be able to control or dictate to VD Satheesan. I think VD Satheesan is also a loyalist, but he is a man who dances to his own tunes. And so the other power centers were very wary of it. But I guess this is a clear decision that they want him in charge and that there's only one power center at the moment in Kerala.